All right, so this is the second video. Right now, this video is going to cover transition 1. I don't know. Let's see how far I can get through this thing. I just went to pick up some bread for my for dinner tonight, and I stopped by the store and got some champurrado, which is a Mexican drink. I really don't know what it is. What is it? It's like chocolate. It's chocolate or cinnamon based. And what the fuck is that guy doing over there? What's he doing? Anyway, coño, it's hot. Burned out my throat, but it feels good. All right, so let me get out of here. Let me get out of this parking lot. Hey viejo, coño, con cuidado, joder. Yeah, don't bother to fucking look to your sides, señor. Con cuidado, joder. Utah, coño viejo. All right, so where I left off is a T1. As I was running down the chute into the transition, I saw Maria. I was happy to see Maria and my son. My son has been, you know, at first I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if I wanted my son to go there or not. I didn't want to be nervous around him, but he became a huge strength for me. And I'll explain to you. But as I went down the chute, I went to T1, picked up my bag, my transition bag, which had all my bike gear, my helmet. It had my triathlon shorts, my jersey, my biking shoes, socks, and this thing that they call butt butter. I never used this before until this day. Now, you're not supposed to be using anything new, but I keep hearing about it. I'm like, you know, what's the worst that I can do? So what you do is it's like a lotion, an anti-chafing lotion. You rub all over your ass, or your balls, or wherever you think you're going to get chafed. You're sitting in a bike saddle for more than 5 hours. The probability is that you're going to get chafed. Okay, you're going to get some kind of chafing. So I had already put in a little bit of the stick thing that looks like a deodorant. I forgot what that's called, Glide. But I wanted to do a little bit more. So as I started changing again, I felt kind of dizzy, a little bit weak. You know, I ate a little bit, took a gel, get some Gatorade, and the volunteers inside the T110 were amazing. They're willing to do whatever you want them to. If you want them to rub that butt butter all over your balls, they will do it. That's what they're for. This is one of the dirtiest jobs. But these volunteers, they're there because that's one way that they can get a guaranteed entry to the next year. And it was amazing. I really appreciate it. I don't even know how to express my gratitude to them, but I guess this is something that just happened. Everybody does. So I got through all of that. I went to use the bathroom from there, and as soon as I left the tent, I also asked that there's people who are willing to put sunscreen on you, and I asked these girls to go ahead and please go ahead and hit me with your best shot, right, with the sunscreen, because you know weather report says it's going to be sunny. History of the course says it's going to be windy and sunny, and then it gets the heat in Arizona is dry heat. The sun just burns the shit out of you, even though you don't feel it. It burns the shit out of you. So I went with that notion, and I told them, go ahead and get me good. They put the lotion right on my neck, which I didn't notice, I didn't feel, but I had chafing completely here. And I think a lot of people have that from Maria, what she told me. Because of the Velcro from the back, I didn't tuck it in properly. So as I was swimming, it was rubbing. It kept scraping me. So all of this was red. And then to throw suntan lotion, it just burned the shit. And the girl she felt so bad. She's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I said, don't worry about it. This pain is nothing. Although it stung. But anyway, off I went, got my shoes. Off I went, grabbed my bike. As I was exiting my bike, I saw this one kid jumping on top of his and started mounting it, and I yelled at him. I'm like, don't do it. You got to cross the run line for mounting. You cannot mount it in here or you're going to get a penalty. and he was very thankful of that. You know, these are the things that I picked up with the Ironman Foundation, where they gave me the course recon, I guess, if you will, or the briefing on the pre-course briefing. So we did that, and I took off on my bike. As I'm going down the back, I'm running, and people are cheering. Oh my God, your elevation, your blood level just starts, you know, knowing that. For me, it was more like, I just finished this fucking swim that I've been struggling, or I wasn't struggling, but I questions in my mind about it, and now I get to do something. You know what? I might as well go to Home Depot. Oh my God. I'm not gonna go Home Depot. I'll do that on Saturday. I still gotta go pick up my bike, Christine. But as I'm riding down Christine, and the reason I named her Christine is after the movie, because that was a badass, and I think my bike is a badass. I love my bike. I can't wait to see her on Saturday. Come on, people, let's go. So as I'm running down as I'm biking down the chute, I'm a little bit wobbly, and I get out of the chute right into the street. There's cones outlining the first, I would say, quarter of a mile of the course. I'm coming near from hitting these courses. Not because I don't know how to ride a bike, but because I still had water in me. I was very disoriented still. I felt kind of dizzy. I was coming here, and then I just told myself, get it together, man. So I knew I had a lot of water. I had a lot of drainage that started happening. So I just started letting out the snot rockets, you know, when you just, and you blow it out. It started happening. I started going down, you know, started pedaling down. All of a sudden, I get this horrific pain on my side, on my right lower side of my stomach. Excruciating pain. And I said, oh my God, it's probably because I swallowed that stupid water. I probably swallowed a duck in its turd, you know? And I couldn't get rid of that. So the first thing that I thought, I was like, maybe I just need to use the bathroom. So at the first rest stop, aid station, I went in there, and it was really excruciating. I went in there and I thought I was gonna have to use the bathroom, but no, all it was gas. So I let it rip, you know, and immediately the pain went was gone of it. I jumped back on my bike, and I kept on dealing with it. And little by little, you know, out in the open air, as I released more gas, it just happens. This is part of the Ironman. You don't think about that. You don't think about, oh, oops, I'm sorry, this may be somebody behind me. Fuck that. You don't do that. All right. You rip ass out there. So I did, and the pain started going away. I was able to finally get into my aero position. And then all of a sudden, the rain. If anybody knows anything about this year's Ironman in Arizona, it rained from that point in time. I would probably say until, let me see, I finished at 11:30, probably till 10 o'clock at night. Constant rain, just completely. Later in the evening, so it was on and off. You know, there's a little breaks in here, but it was a high pressure system, so the rain was very, very hard. It was not steady at any point in time, and you could, to the point where you could barely see. It was, but rain doesn't frighten me. I don't give a shit about that. I saw some people slowing down, and I was just hauling ass. You know, I had my helmet as a full mask, so I used that to my advantage. I just kept going. You know, I know that I'm thirsty, and I'm supposed to be hydrating and eating constantly. Try to stay on top of your nutrition instead of just waiting to be thirsty before you actually do something about it. By that time, you're already dehydrated. As the water was coming in through my helmet, I kept licking it. I'm like, I'm licking this stupid water. I'm drinking whatever I can. I'm taking food as I can, being careful not to litter. Because even if you accidentally drop something out there and a course marshal sees you, you're going to get a penalty. You're going to get a 5-minute penalty. You get 2 penalties, and then the next one, you are disqualified. They're very big about, you know, footprints that you leave out there or anything like that, which I think is great. So not only are you fighting your body, you're fighting regulations, you're fighting all these kinds of things. So this is the kind of race that I love. you're challenging. I'm constantly in my mind doing math. I'm looking at my bike computer, looking at my miles per hour, my speed, looking doing math to see how am I going to do this. The wind is kicking my ass. I'm like, oh my god. It was right in front of me. The wind is a complete headwind. My speed was up to 10 miles an hour at best, and I was trying to haul ass. But I knew that I would have to turn around eventually and come the other way. Eventually I started making it up the hill. It cleared up a little bit, and what do I see on top of the hill? My son. He's out there, and he's out there, he's yelling at me. He's like, go dad, go dad. You know, my son and I have been through a lot of things in this life, and being able to see him tell me that was an amazing thing. Was exactly what I needed. I turned around and I said, fuck this, let's go. As soon as I make the turnaround on top of the hill, I feel the tailwind. I'm like, oh yeah. But I had to do a pit stop. As soon as I do a pit stop, okay, the pain on my side is gone. All of a sudden, the arm that I've been struggling with on my pre-swimming came back with a sharp. It felt like somebody grabbed a screwdriver and just stabbed me right in my arm. I was like, you know, I'm trying to rub it, trying to move it around. I don't know what the hell is going on. I think these are all just tests that God is giving me to see how I handle them, you know. And of course, at that point in time, the first thing you think about is, oh my God, this is the pain that's gonna get me out of the race. This is the pain. And then you say to yourself, no, it's not. You know, there's a motto that says, pain is temporary, but the achievement is forever. And I kept going with that. The pain subsided. It went away. I said, whoa. I jumped on my bike and started hitting it downhill. I started flying. I mean, flying. I put it on the highest gear that I possibly could and took off. At one point in time, my bike computer registered 32 miles an hour. And I was in a crouch down position, and I was going through the left side of everybody, yelling at people, on your left, on your left, on your left. I was flying. There's a couple guys that looked like they were pros or even semi-pros, and I flew right by them. I heard one guy telling me, go little guy. You know, I mean, these guys normally are like 6'4", and I'm not 6'4", you know. At 5'5", I'm like, okay. I just took it and I kept going. You know, obviously that was short-lived because you can't keep up that kind of speed forever. But that's okay. I took it. I went to the stop at a rest stop. Got my special needs back. I took a anti-diarrhea pill just in case I keep getting anything on my stomach. I had some more food and took off. Went through the turnaround, the second turnaround, basically the same thing. More rain, more rain, more rain. Saw my son again on top of the hill. Struggled with all of that. And again, I turned around and went to the rest stop. I went through a lot of rest stops. My piss was so clear, it must have been that I was hydrated. The volunteers, again, are amazing. They are willing to do anything that you want. This is a white glove operation in an Ironman. I'm out there, they grab my bike, they say, what do you need? And I told them everything that I wanted. I want a banana, orange, Gatorade. If you need water filled up in your bottles, they will do it for you. You don't have to do that. So I just went, to the bathroom. This time, another little thing that happened is, was it this time on the second? I think it happened on the first one, as a matter of fact. As I'm taking a piss, and this may get a little graphic, as I'm taking a piss, I pull my shorts down to take a piss, right? The shorts snap back at me because they're kind of like Lycra. Snap back at me, at my balls, and oh my God, did that hurt. I don't know why they're so sensitive. Maybe because you're sitting on them. Basically, you're on your saddle. You're pretty much in crouched down position. Your boys they're kind of being tamalied together. But it felt like someone grabbed a razor blade. This is pretty nasty. And they just sliced down your balls. And it fucking hurt. And I didn't want to yell out loud, but I'm inside the box, like I go, ah, fuck, fuck. You know, I'm in my mind, I'm like, fuck. I'm yelling all of this. I'm like, fuck, my balls. Okay, so fine. From that time, I learned. So I figure I'm not gonna let this happen again, because that was so bad. Make one mistake, fine, but learn from it. So from then on, every time I need to take a leak, I just pull my pants all the way down to my knees, and I just stood in there like this, like a little baby takes a piss. Like when you're teaching a little boy to take a piss, he just pull his pants out and he just go away. Sadly enough, you're looking at the outhouses, you're looking at everybody's shit and turds and all of that. All I could do was laugh. All I could do was laugh at everybody's crud and everything nasty is in there. Because, again, in my mind, this is the Ironman. I don't have time to be etiquette like, oh my lord, people are so gross. That shit doesn't cut it in this thing. I said, fuck this, let's go. So I took off again. Off I went to the third turn, which is sad because I saw on my way up to the hill, a lot of people are coming in, or the frequency of people, or the amount of people is getting less and less, meaning that they're finally done in their course and I'm still out there. But I said, you know what? This is not a team sport, it's an individual sport. My miles are up there, my time is in there. I need to make the cutoffs time. The Ironman not only gives you a cutoff time for a total of the bike, but right before the second turn, if you're not at a certain point by 3 p.m., they're going to cut you off, because the probability is that you're not going to make the cutoff, the other cutoff time. All right, so I was very cognizant of that, and I did make the cutoff. The guy even asked me, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, get going, man, come on. And I did it. So third turn came around. The only thing that I could think of is 5:30 p.m. is the cutoff time. That's it. And I have how many miles to go? At the top of the turn, I think I had about 17 miles to go. And I'm looking, okay, so it's about 4 something. I gotta get my butt going. So again, downhill with the wind in my back. I didn't even look at my speedometer. I can't wait to actually download all that data to see what it's like. But all I remember is just, and since there weren't that many bikers out there, only the slowpokes like myself, I hauled ass. It was raining, it was wet again. One little thing gets in front of my tire and that tire slips, I'm history. I will end up in the hospital, medvac, and I don't care. I didn't come here to be conservative. I didn't come here to Peter Pan and fuck off. I came here to put everything on the line. Do whatever you need to do. I finally made the cutoff. I get in on the bike course. I get in at 5:30. No. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock basically on the dot. Cutoff is at 5:30. So I'm happy that I still have half hour. So I went in there. I get off my bike. They take my bike, which is great. And I start running. I see Maria and my son again. You know, I'm happy. I went to pick up my transition T2 bag for the run. And going to the tent. So that's it for now on this video here. One more video, the run and the final shoot, and I'll see you in a while. Bye.